right. Let's do it. Woo! We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
We got a date to promote.
We are promoting a date. This is very exciting.
The
this
new Wham of comedy is what they're calling us. We're both vying for that George Michael spot, but we both might be Andrew.
Right. But this, I don't know. You could be Andrew. I could be Georgie Porgy. Huh?
Who knows? Your ghost.
Your ghost. What a weird name. We'll get into that after. But
Greek descent.
we do look like the new Wham.
We do. You're George with your hair, and I'm Andrew.
I don't have as good a hair as Georgie Porgy Pumpkin Pie.
Where will we be in Covina?
Covina, yes.
Yeah,
at the
come see
Laugh
us.
Factory, September 21st, 22nd, 24th. Go on their website to get tickets.
23rd, if you want to see some loser named the Dice Man.
Haha, well, I think he sold out.
Oh.
So we got to, come on, man.
Yeah, let's
Don't
get
make
these
me
other.
look bad.
I want to go over sellout
Yeah.
to beat him.
People
I want
on the
standing room
streets.
only waiting to get in.
This is our final tour, we'll call it that. It's a big thing.
So come see us in Covina. We want people from out of state flying in.
Please, fly in, do all of
Out
it.
of country. Get your passports out. Get ready. Eleanor may be retiring soon, so you never know.
No,
Oh.
I'm going to keep going until I
Okay.
drop like a fly.
Well, I was
We'll
just
see.
trying to get this show important.
Oh, I got it. There's a very important show.
Come see us. Before we get
Please.
into Wham! Exclamation point.
Woo!
I had a couple quick stories.
Wham!
Oh, yeah, it's me.
Bam!
One, so we have a baby monitor because I have a baby.
Okay.
By the way, I had a spot in the original room. Great spot the other
Comedy
night.
Store original room.
12:15.
Yes.
It turned into probably 12:30, maybe later.
Well, at least you're in the 12s.
Yeah, it was good. I like AM
That's
comedy.
impressive.
I think anyone.
I love it.
I think PM comedy is
You
for
better
pussies.
get used to it.
Anybody can do PM comedy.
We're bringing it back. We're doing that show.
How's your AM comedy game? Is what I always say. 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m. So anyway, I get home, go to bed at like 2:30, and my son, he got up at 4:30 for the day.
No.
He's been doing
For the
that last like
day.
5 days. It's pretty cool.
What time's he going down?
He goes down at like 7, but he still doesn't sleep through the night. He's a terrible sleeper.
Oh.
If he's listening in the future, fuck you. But
Future you.
so when he wakes up in the night, I call him Richard. I'm like, oh, Richard's up.
You calling him a dick. That's
Pretty
nice.
much.
Excuse me, Rich.
So we have the baby monitor, and the other, it was like a week ago. Courtney goes in. I forget what time. It was like 1:30 or something late.
Okay.
She goes in, and after like 5 minutes, I just picked up the baby monitor we have in our room, and you can talk through it. And I just said, Richard. And she screamed a horror movie scream, like the loudest scream you've ever
Did she
heard.
wake up baby Barb?
No, I
Oh,
ran
man.
over to Baby Barb's room to make sure the chaos didn't erupt because I caused it.
You're like,
She thought we have like a little tent in the room, and she thought, what's Bruce, The Sixth Sense? There was a man in the tent. She thought there was a man in the room, in the tent.
she was delirious.
So she was looking around like, where is this
4:30,
somebody in this room?
That's so funny.
So that went back. She's like, why would you do that? I was like, I honestly didn't think you'd be scared. I thought you would laugh. It was the loudest scream.
I
Oh
hope you
my
had a
God.
better set in the OR.
I mean, how can you top that performance? And then we went to like we have friends who they have kids already, like around our kids' age.
Okay.
Went to their pool,
Nice.
and they have a nice pool. I'm the pool entertainment.
Barbie themed pool party?
No, but all the kids flock to me. But their parents get pissed. They're like, leave 'em alone. But I don't mind like playing
Wait,
with the kids.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
It's like
'cause I'm a
throwing
goof
them.
like
They
that.
climb
Yeah,
on
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Like,
same.
and the parents are like, get on. And it makes it awkward because I'm like, no, it's fine. I get a little, like the next day I feel it a little bit. And like
Sure.
your neck of like literally 5 to 6 kids.
They climb
Yeah,
over
climbing on your back, on your head. One girl's like, put me on your head. Like while I'm carrying all these. I'm like, what, my head? What am I? So I don't get in pools a lot. I was a swimmer.
Right.
You were a swimmer.
Yes.
I swam in adulthood for I haven't in a while. So I was feeling myself in the pool.
Doing your little.
I went to do, the flip turn where like if you're a
Ooh.
competitive swimmer.
Certainly.
So it's when you go to the wall and you're turning direction, you do a flip and you kick off.
Yes.
So I do it, not taking into account that it is one of those big over the wall concrete like lips on it. You know what I mean?
Shit.
and I rammed my heel so hard just directly onto the concrete. And then the middle of my other foot, the middle of the foot was bad, but it was the heel.
Ooh.
I immediately went underwater, screamed. I was expecting to see blood just pouring.
Oh, it hurt that bad.
Oh, bad.
It was stucco or something? Like
just
I've
like
heard
concrete.
Yeah, concrete, yeah.
Just my heel is like hard. And so then when I got out, it looked like somebody took a small hammer just to the back of my heel. This is a week ago.
I know people that have hammers.
Hit you with a hammer. I'm still feeling it today, but I'm finally able to like wear shoes.
Shut up! You couldn't wear shoes.
Look, I'll show you it.
No, I don't want to see. I'm sick from it. Oh, you mean the back of the heel?
Yeah,
I was
right on
the bottom.
No, right on the heel.
Oh, I see. You're
yeah,
pushing.
So I went up.
Scraped.
No,
yeah,
went up and down. Boom.
Oh shit.
Right
okay,
on.
I was thinking you just hit the bottom.
No, right on the back.
Ow.
Right where your shoe hits. So it just.
Shit.
So it was a pretty good. Courtney's
good
like, "What were you?" She's like, "Were you showing off?" I was like, "No one was watching. I wasn't like, hey, everybody, look at this." Fortunately, no one saw
I love that she's like, "What are you, an asshole?"
Yeah, like, what are you doing? I go
in front of these kids.
I was excited.
Just throw them around. Don't just flip.
She doesn't get the joy of water.
Yeah.
I told her I was feeling it. I got
love
too
the
excited.
Joy of water.
I got overexcited.
I do the same thing. I get like, if I'm in a pool, I'll just start showing off.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're injured bad.
And then people are like, "Wow, she's doing butterfly," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and then I smash my hand.
Oh my, yeah, this was bad.
That's crazy.
I was thinking of suing, but
who are you gonna sue? Your friends?
Homeowners.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You got friends with pools. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Does that make you feel good when you go there and you're like,
oh wow, this is what it's like.
I told you I went to a friend's house and her house is phenomenal and she's got a gorgeous pool, and then I left there and I was like, let me go back to my studio and see how I feel. Feel good about
A little
it.
compare and contrast.
A little compare and contrast.
It's good to see how the other side lives. They don't really ever come do the reverse. They don't really ever visit
I have
you.
a pool too. You could come to my pool.
I got a pool and a pond.
A pond would be good for you.
Should we get into some Wham?
Let's do it. I'm excited about this.
This is on
Bam.
Netflix or the net, as I'm trying to get going.
Oh, really?
Or the Flicks.
Yeah,
I don't know which one's more popular.
I kind of like the Flicks, I think.
The Flicks?
Flicks. Have you watched Flicks? It's like when people say, hey, you want to go out for some What? Pizza.
It's the new.
I had an ex that said that. If he says it ever again, I'll kill him.
The new kids do the Riz for charisma. You heard that one?
No.
They're like, oh, you got rizzed up.
Used it yesterday.
Rizzed up.
Rizzed.
So this is I was confused in this documentary because they don't do the normal talking head. You don't see anyone speaking at any point. It's all voiceover.
Right.
But they don't tell you where it's from. Like, where is all this George Michael interview from? Because he's dead.
Well, okay, I gotta be honest. This is like when people are like, when Selena died, I know exactly where I was, or Kennedy.
Yeah.
I was watching this documentary when I found out George Michael died. I didn't know. I don't know why. Maybe
I had to say, in my head, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's dead, but I'm not positive. Like, I was weird. I almost like erased it as well.
For some reason, I was thinking, isn't there a scandal on him? This should be good.
Well, he got
blah,
caught
blah.
jerking it.
Right.
In Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Like
But they didn't put that in there.
But that wasn't part of Wham. That was part of George Michael. But this
You're not
documentary
wrong.
more or less
You're not
is
wrong.
all George Michael. Like, I felt bad for the Andrew guy who's also in
Right.
Wham.
That's how you're going to be
'Cause
in
this
our new Wham group.
Yeah. That's my one step out of Hollywood.
Obscure.
Once I fully turn into Andrew, I'm out.
But also, they kept saying, like, Andrew was the good-looking one. I was like, is he?
Well, George Michael was deeply insecure.
Right. You
And
could
so
see it in his eyes.
And so he thought Andrew was like this stud. And I go,
Yeah.
anyone with eyes can look at the two of them and be like, George Michael's the good-looking guy, not this guy.
And not that he was terrible,
No, he
but
wasn't.
I mean,
But next to this guy who is like,
yeah. Who's
George
with
Michael,
the
you may
big
have the best hair of all time.
Ever.
So bushy and luscious.
So,
It was lush.
okay.
Was it not?
It
It was. He had so much
and I
hair.
bet you he dyed the tips. I was saying that, like,
Oh, he did dye it. Dyed it.
my favorite thing that my brothers did, and this was in the 80s, like my sister was a hairdresser. She's 10 years older than me, so I was her guinea pig. So she would test stuff out, but she would do it to the boys too. So, like my brother Johnny, they all got it. They would get, this is bad, they would get perms in the front and then ducktail it in the back.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Beautiful.
But she would put frosted tips.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah. And Johnny has similar hair. He still has good hair like that.
I was wondering if did George Michael do anything to poof it up like that, or it's just
Definitely.
that poofy?
It's a big blowout. It's like,
So he just blow dries.
yeah,
it.
if I did a big blowout, like I have a banana clipping because it's the 80s. These are the worst, by the way.
I have a banana clip in my machine gun.
By the way, it's like supposed to be on the side and it's not working. But girls would like curl their hair and then put this in, and then it would just be gigantic.
Bouffanted in the front.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
coming back a little bit, I think.
The 80s?
The bouffants.
The 80s is just definitely a better time. I got to be honest.
Did you like the opening of this where Wham is at, they're doing some sort of like biography show where they're at their old middle school where they met in 1975, and they were really wacky, these two. Together they were like real like wacky, going for bits that weren't funny at all.
Not at all.
But trying very hard
not
to be
at
funny.
all. But it's also, I never went to a school where they were like, hey, there's a new kid who's going to take care of him.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Is that a real thing?
George Michael, I think, on the voiceover said people were like, how could these two idiots become so bloody massive? I guess they were just seen as morons.
I got props to Andrew for being his friend because he showed up to school with that fucking, what do they call them? Jumpers, not sweaters.
Yes.
But it was like a sweater vest. Oh, it was a horrendous outfit.
Did you know the other guy's name before this documentary?
Not at all.
Yeah, I had no clue.
In fact, I told you I would tease my brother Johnny that him and his friend Rosario would just like, so they would go around like looking like them basically. And Johnny, you can say I'm wrong, but I know I'm not. And they would like, I knew Rosario's name, but I always referred to that guy as Rosario.
George Michael and Rosario Dawson. So as you said, Georgie moves to this area. It's his first day at a new school. He was at this time he was kind of like a smallish
Was
guy.
it a boarding school?
It seemed it, but all
Yeah,
schools in
'cause they were
England
like-
seem that way. I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe, huh?
Might have been Hogwarts.
So I was like, they're just rich kids that parents always send them away.
So George's glasses. He's very shy. He has his name was Yorgos, some long last Greek last name.
Yeah.
That I can't pronounce.
Yurgiokos.
And they said, who will
something
look
like that.
after the new boy? And Andrew raised his hand, and they became BFFs.
I'll do it.
They had a ska band at 16.
Oh, the band was glorious.
The Executive, if you're scoring at home. So they started making, I guess, like the guys there flaked out, so it became just George and Andrew, like, let's make music together. Then they were at a dance club, and Andrew started rapping, wham, bam, I am the man, while they were dancing.
So catchy.
Which later became a song for them.
It's so stupidly catchy. Like, none of those songs in the beginning did I know.
Same.
I was like, what is this? I never heard this song.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I kind of remember the Wham Bam I Am, whatever. That was bigger, right? That was
It
more
sounded
universal.
familiar, but I was like, I can't tell if it's just because it's catchy. I don't know if I've heard that before. So at 18, they started going to record companies claiming they had an appointment with their demo cassette.
Yeah.
And they got just completely rejected, 100%.
But you got to love the tenacity of, like, showing up and just being like, we have an appointment.
Yeah, one of them
We're
said,
here
like,
for-
the audacity, like, to be that age and to be like, no.
Well, also, that's amazing how young they were.
Yeah.
And then I remember they said something about, like, oh, unemployment was insane for 16 to 18. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's it? That's where unemployment is in England? Wow.
It's an easy problem to fix.
Wow.
Here, it's crazy to hear
Not
George
so bad.
Michael sing at that age. You're like, wow, he, like, had it from the
Totally had it from the beginning.
get-go.
Yeah. He had a little pudgy face, and
You saw him like this is like the evolution of him.
Exactly.
By the end of this, he gets to the George Michael.
Yeah, the 5
later,
o'clock
yeah.
shadow.
With the beginning, he was
sexy.
like a young kind of dopey kid.
Because some of the clips, some of the home videos, I'm like, damn, puberty's a motherfucker, isn't it? Like, you could see their little swollen
He had like
faces.
a chin, a neck beard. You're like, oh, geez, this guy went through. Even he went through an awkward phase. So then Andrew knew a record label guy who lived like down the street from him.
Yeah.
So they put the demo cassette in the guy's mailbox. The guy offers him a deal, which will later come back to bite them.
Right. But also, who knew, like, that was their first, the one they were peddling was Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
Which is a gigantic song.
But they said that was, like, quick. Like, they didn't have the full song.
No,
yeah, it was just like a kind of a...
But it's weird that, like, they knew what they wanted, and they kept pushing something that wasn't fully developed. Like them at that point.
They barely had pubes at this point.
I think they had pubes. They look hairy.
George definitely hairy. You could tell he's Greek. His dad, you could tell was hairy.
Yeah, his dad had a good hair too.
Yeah, George Michaels. Yeah, that hair. Michael. That hair.
I always called him Michaels.
I think it's Michael.
You might be right.
Shawn Michaels, the wrestler.
Yes.
Andrew's mom kept scrapbooks, and they kept showing those like throughout.
God, love her.
Which was made me laugh because my mom started scrapbooking for all of me, my brother and sister's basketball careers.
No.
But then started doing it for the whole team. And so she would, every year would give out a whole team. This is it was intense, labor intensive. So it was like all the newspaper clippings like about any of the games, and then she would like photocopy it all, making this like bindered book.
That's so sweet.
So I relate to Andrew's mom.
My mom.
The scales are a little different. One guy's doing stadium, one guy's playing high school basketball. It wasn't very important.
But still, that's so sweet. And then she gave it to the whole school. I do love the way they did that with the scrapbooks in this.
Yeah, I thought that was a good way to tie everything in. I had no clue they had two women in the group. Did you?
Yeah.
You knew that?
I remember them from the videos.
But they didn't. Only one sang. One was just like a dancer.
I don't remember they were like singers or just part of the videos. Like vaguely, I just remembered. That blonde especially, for some reason, maybe she was in more. I don't know.
The blonde, they say, was Andrew's ex-girlfriend, and I had to Google. I was like, is this guy gay? Because I was shocked to find out that he was not gay.
No, I didn't feel that from him.
Every picture, him and George Michael are like hugging. They're like...
But they're just like... But you could see the difference in his hug.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Can you put a picture of them up? Like, because any picture of them, it's literally like... them being like Andrew
chumming around,
and George being like, I can't explain it, but even when they do
I'm not saying they necessarily had something together. Just I don't know if it was the '80s or the European.
I think European is what you're going for. I think, but the difference in the smile right there. Andrew's like, cool, and George is like.
Who inspired who? Did George Michael inspire Andre Agassi, or did Andre Agassi inspire? Because don't you see a lot of similarities?
That's a tough call.
I don't know the timing of it, but
also
there's a lot of similarities.
Dancing. Did they start
Look at that fucking hair,
too?
man. That's a lot of hair.
Yeah, this is a hairball. Look at all that.
What the hell are they dressed as here?
Yeah, that, and he wears it on the back of his head. See how Andrew has it on? That's how I would put it on, but then...
George, it seemed like, was way more aware of, like, I'm going to be a star. Like, positioning himself as a star.
Yeah, he looks like Little Miss Sunshine right there. What is it? The Little Sunshine? The Drake's Cakes or whatever. It's like I can't think of it.
This picture illustrates it.
Which one?
Little Debbie?
Little Debbie. You remember she has the little thing on her head?
Yeah.
That's how he looks. Little Debbie.
What's sad about this is that George got better looking as he aged.
Yes.
Andrew is getting way worse, and you can see it in this picture. He looks old.
That one.
He looks like his father.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know
look
if he
at
was
that one right there. Is that Andrew with him, or was that somebody else?
On the left?
No, yeah.
I don't know if he was partying. I think they said he was.
But then what about the guy with the glasses on the other side? Is that him?
No, I don't think that's him.
I don't know who that is. Right there, is that him?
Is that George Michael with himself?
We love George, Michael, and Wham.
It might be him later in life.
Yeah, maybe. But
it's the new trend online, is they show a celebrity like later in life.
Did he start the 5 o'clock shadow?
I don't know. He definitely rocked it hard.
He certainly did.
That style of beard makes you look like a real scumbag pervert, in my opinion.
Really?
It's just so manicured. It almost looks fake when he first started doing it, because it was in contrast to blondish hair.
Look at the difference. I'm done. How do you not know? Andrew looks like he's pulling away. He just told me he's gay. You know what I mean? He just came out. I mean.
Well, then in hindsight, and people didn't think about it, I don't think, as much then. as like, is someone gay or someone not gay? But when you look at it back, you're like, all the like George, like his style of dress.
They definitely do that to people. This is
Even
the problem
then, you
I
think?
hate. Yeah, this is the
Really?
thing I hate.
Maybe I was too young and naive.
I just think people are mean, and it's like, who gives a shit if they're gay or straight?
Yeah, I agree.
If they were both gay, if they were lovers, who gives a fuck? Are you enjoying what they're doing? Like, are you gonna just not like their music? Cause
I think
gay?
though people, it's human nature to like be curious. Like you're curious. You're like, is there a secret?
The general public is a little annoying.
But it's none of your business at the end of the day. Like that part of their life. But people now, especially, think we need to know everything about everyone.
Yeah. Now it's gotten a lot worse
Yes.
because there's too many.
With
different
24/7.
Yes.
Like that, at least here, they could you can kind of escape it.
Like even that, for something weird, but that lady on the plane that was like, he's not real. He's not. People are baffled that they can't find her. Like they're like, we need to find her. We need to know who she is. Why?
Yeah,
Why? She had
cares?
a fucking mental breakdown or something. Or maybe she saw an alien. None of our business. She's now the government's problem. Go ahead.
So then I had no clue that George Michael was doing like rapping early on. The rapping was
That was my favorite.
the rapping was terrible. It was like, oh, now here we are. We're going to like that real like lame, slow.
Could be also, I thought of this, why I don't know some of that music, because I was heavily into rap.
Like
at that
real
point.
rap.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
This is
Yeah,
terrible
So
imitation.
if I heard that, I'd be like, what the fuck
They
is
even
this?
at one of their shows did a somebody scream, but it was like real boy bandish and lame. I was like, ugh.
This is so good. And then they would do the line dancing. It's like, we came up with this dance together.
It was weird because George Michael was so stiff early in terms of his performance.
But also, again, with the shyness.
Yes.
Do you know anybody that suffers from being shy?
Yes.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It is real, and you could see it in his eyes. Like when his dance is like kind of.
He didn't seem.
Is
I don't know
this
much about
right?
him later. His dance. He didn't seem like a good dancer really at all.
No, he wasn't.
It was like memorized.
Great voice though.
Oh, great voice.
Yeah.
Generational. I guess so. We said George is English for Yorgos, and then they said Michael was one of their good friends' dad's name. I was like, what the hell? It's random.
What he? Oh yeah, that. But what was the nickname he called him? Yours?
He
or
called him
Yous?
Yorg.
Yorg.
Short for
Just
Yorgos.
Yorg. Okay. Yeah. Because they wrote it a couple times. You see it and I was like, what is he saying?
Yeah, he in his voice. I think Andrew's voiceover
that dumb accent
was current, I believe.
Oh, maybe.
But George's was all old,
Maybe.
unless they did like AI. George Michael.
Andrew's like, I need more money. Let's do this.
Their rap single they put out bombed.
You think?
So they're like, you need to build a fan base by making appearances at clubs. But their fan base was all like 12-year-old.
Well, also like when they were being interviewed, they were so like childish, because
Doing,
you see their age.
They're doing like lame shtick. And one lady's like, nice to meet you. And they did the thumb on the nose with the fingers, both of them. I was like, what the
year
fuck?
is it for you? Like, that's even the 40s. Like, I don't.
They were acting almost like
saw that.
they were auditioning for like the Mickey Mouse Club. Like that sort of
Right.
lame.
That kind of clean cut.
Yeah, like we're not offensive.
We're good.
They had some song I'd never heard of called Young Guns that made it to number 42 on the charts.
They played that. I didn't know. But you know what? That broke my heart because he's like, we're going to be on the charts. And it's like top 40. And they're 42.
George, from the very get-go, was obsessed with chart placement till like the...
But that was all there was.
But he was like...
Casey Kasem.
But Andrew was like, hey, I'm just like happy.
Is that right? Is that the right
Yes.
name? Casey Kasem.
And now, Wham. But Andrew was like, he seemed more content of like, hey, we're just doing this.
Dude,
like,
we're having fun.
George, though, was like that level of driven that's almost insane, where a lot of people who make,
But that's a superstar.
Yes.
That's what a superstar has.
So George, after going to 42.
We're just average players, Jeff. We don't understand the superstar.
I'm not even a player. I just crush a lot.
Not a player, you just crush a lot.
So George, after the single goes to number 42, said he spent a week thinking I wasn't any good at this. I was wrong with something I believed with all my heart since I was a child. This guy really almost crushed him. He was a sensitive,
Very
fragile being. So then they got a chance. Someone canceled on British TV's Top of the Pops.
Top of the Pops.
They were called in.
I never heard of it, but what great people they had on there. Shit.
This was great, Cliff. They're doing the boy band synchronized dancing to a really shitty rap song that they're doing. I guess this was like their big moment. That single took off because they did it on this show.
Yeah. But so when they say take off, they mean in
Europe
England. Or England.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah, their fame was weird. It was very like
Trickly?
Region by region.
Okay,
slow,
trickling. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, wow, that's interesting that like they're in, because when they get to America, they're like, oh, we did, but
it was only like I think a 3-4 year period, the whole run of their group.
Right, but putting that work in and playing
just
all
slowly
playing all those clubs and just keep showing up. It was basically that's what I do. Someday it's gonna pay off.
Then they go to I love the pronunciation. They do the pronunciation that they use in Spain. This is what I was taught in school for Spanish. But when you do it out here, like Mexicans don't like it because it's not how they speak.
No.
They said Ibiza. Did you notice that instead of Ibiza?
I did. I was like, Ibiza, is it called Ibiza? The whole time
no,
I'm like
so
I'm an idiot.
In Spain, they do Z's, like the word empezar, which means to begin.
Oh.
They say empezo with the
Empezo.
TH. But Mexican, I think the rest of the
so
world
like
doesn't do it.
Francisco, he does things
Does
like
he do that?
So Venezuela.
So maybe that's the Spain.
Yeah,
probably
a little
was
more
probably
of an
settled by Spanish people.
Got it.
So they go there to make, that's what Andrew kept calling it, Ibiza.
Ibiza. We're in Ibiza.
To make Club Tropicana.
It does make you sound gayer, I gotta be honest. We're going to Ibiza.
Well, all of Spain was gay at that time.
Yes.
I don't know if you know that.
Well, I think Spain it's not so much gay, it's just like we love everything. So it was like all accepted. They're ahead of their time.
The Inquisition, they love that.
The Inquisition.
Oh,
What
little
the
Mel Brooks.
Inquisition.
So they have pics of George Michael rocking a white Speedo on the beach, which he wore in the video as well. Very nice.
Unbelievable.
White Speedo is a bold move.
Well, let me ask you this.
You could shit your pants.
Unbelievable.
You
like
could
anything could happen.
Skid
Skid marks.
Stain it with piss. You got to shake. Better shake it heavily.
Heavy shake.
You could be eating French fries, drip ketchup on the front. Who knows? Which I probably would do.
Got a bleeding dick.
It's a bold choice. You could sit in the sand.
I got
look
my
like
period.
You could sit in the sand and look like you shit your pants.
It also, like, I was thinking of this, like, straight guys, right? Whatever you want to, like, the Speedo was invented for swimmers, mostly, obviously, to keep go faster.
Yeah.
But then people started wearing them as fashion, whatever,
Yeah.
and then
especially in Europe.
So it's
to this
more
day.
of a European thing.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking of like guys that are built nice. Wouldn't you want to show off like girls who are built nice, like wear a bikini and all that shit? So I was like, I have only known one person in my life that wore a Speedo, and it was my sister's boyfriend, and we almost all had a heart attack.
Where were you, at the
Immediately.
beach?
Yes. Literally almost.
Did he have shorts?
All my family's there.
Pulled the shorts down and unveiled them?
Unbelievable. We were like, and we're South Philly, we're my brothers are like biting their tongues, it's bleeding because they're like, can we say something? Like, well,
they want to probably beat him up.
Hey man, what the fuck are you doing? Like, got like that. Cover that. What are you doing? So they tortured him. So
I bet
funny.
he didn't last long. I'm gonna say in the relationship.
No, he's still around.
He is to this day. Do you still wear the Speedo?
No.
Oh, it's retired.
He's a little older now. Yeah.
It'd be great if he stuck with
maybe
him.
maybe he still does. I'll have to ask.
You got to go to a pool with him. See what he wears.
So funny though.
In the video for Club Tropicana, one of the best guys in this whole documentary.
Okay.
Did you notice him?
The gay cowboy.
Oh. This guy
like the Spanish Tom
this guy
Selleck. I was like, whoa.
Tom Selleck mustache.
Shit.
A vest, no shirt on.
It was thick, bro.
Short shorts. This guy
It was
great.
bigger than the hair in the 80s. It came out. Like, I've never seen a mustache come out like
this
that.
This guy was a show. He stole the show.
Some
from
of it
both
was
of
nose
them.
hair. Same thing. It was nose hair overlapping the mustache. That's how
they
thick
showed
it was.
this guy, by the way, for like a split second, and both of us are so
Wait a minute.
impacted
He
by
came
him.
back. He came back
He had
in the
like a
video.
double.
Yeah.
But he looked like a G.I. Joe figure almost. He was great.
But for some reason, he stood out to. I was like, ooh, the gay cowboy.
He looked
I
Australian,
rewound
like
it.
the way he looked like an outback.
Also, the way he was looking at them, like
And he
they
was
were
like,
lunch.
I think he was bartending or something.
Jesus.
He was great. I was like, oh, What a
he
star.
was like, he probably was looking at George like, look at that hair.
Some tells me George and him may have hung out later that evening. I hope.
I hope too.
George couldn't believe he was like becoming a pinup star or guy.
We
He thought Andrew was so hot, but Andrew's not so
Isn't that
hot.
weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also like that same trip, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, whatever, but George comes out to Andrew.
Yeah, no, that is on that trip.
And I don't
calls him to the hotel room. He's like, I'm gay.
I don't
He's like,
understand
if not, I'm gay, I'm bisexual.
how Andrew didn't say, okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Remember the white
Andrew said he was
Speedo?
cool with it, but he
Yeah.
was like, he said he was like, he didn't really know. He had no inkling of that.
But I also think that it was such a, I don't know, like, I mean, 80s was a wild time, but I feel like in Europe, it's way more accepted. Like, I feel like America's super judgy.
No, I think, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't.
Europe
know it
claims
as
they're
well.
not racist, but then at soccer games, they like do really racist.
Oh, racist is a whole nother story.
Chance, but they always
that
say like we're
exists
not
everywhere.
racist like
Yeah.
America, but like there it's like okay.
No. That exists everywhere. I've seen that firsthand too many places.
Georgie said 6 months prior to this, he had like a sexual event. He had a sexual event that made him realize his sexuality. He stayed with a guy at the guy's house.
Yeah.
Guy tried to bone him. George said he was too scared.
George was like, no, my hair.
But he realized he wanted to like
mess it
stay and like cuddle the guy, and so he was
Yeah.
like, "That was my first like
So
feeling."
he felt it. I always think about that. Like, how do you first feel it? What is it? Like, am I gay?
I think it's
just
different for everybody, but this is Georgie's way. So Andrew and the women in the band are like, "Don't tell your dad," just because the dad was like, I think very strict, and they thought he wouldn't handle it well. Which George in the voiceover was like, made it seem like that was a big mistake, that he wished he did not do that.
Of course, but because the dad obviously he was afraid of him because the dad was anti anything, like, you know what I mean?
That
Not
was like
anything,
very
but
like
he was very stern,
very by the book of like he
Right.
wanted George to stay in school, get a job,
do this,
like,
be
be a
good.
doctor. Like it was, and he was an immigrant. And I think that may
Yeah.
have informed some of that.
Which they're like, look, don't try to stand out. They already don't like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like blend, and he didn't want to blend.
So George stays deep in the closet. He said he wanted to forge an identity through his success, like
Yeah.
to kind of combat that.
Yeah.
Which my question is, how do you have a big level of fame, then or now? But I think more so now. But and not have anyone say like, "Oh, I slept with George Michael." Like it never gets out.
Oh.
Like especially this is pre like NDAs, signing
Sure,
non-disclosures.
So you mean obviously men or girls
Just
too? Because
anyone, like a guy who's like, "Hey, I slept with her," whatever. Like,
Right.
How do you keep the secret for so many years?
you know what? Also, England's really bad, or whatever they're really bad at is I don't know if
Teeth?
it's specifically London. Yeah. well,
Food.
They're really bad with their what's it, TMZ kind of thing, like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
they're the fucking word
they
tabloids.
They
That's the
killed,
word.
Princess Diana.
Yeah. They're literally the worst. So
They
that
I think they kind of started the whole.
I
deal.
wonder if there was any of that with them
if there were rumors
that they just didn't put in there.
Yeah, it
like
could've
people
been.
showing up going, I slept with George Michael. He's gay, because
Yeah,
they
maybe.
love that shit.
Yeah, they were big on like the all the rags, as they would call them.
The rags and ruining people's lives.
We got
Dirty
a little
magazines.
a little
my grandma
friction
calls them.
developing between Georgie and Andy. So Georgie's songwriting
Now they're
was
both gay for you? Okay.
Georgie's songwriting was really getting exponentially better. Andrew's was like stuck in lame
A
like
little stuck, a little.
high school phase.
Yeah.
And so George said, if we want to be massive, we shouldn't share the songwriting anymore. Like it's all me.
Yeah.
So Andrew's already being put in the back seat.
He's like, listen, you sit back here. You're still in the shot. It's back here. We're not going to hug as close.
Andrew's thing was like,
But
and
he also felt it,
he's
which
like,
I
I was-
love that about him. Like the ego, it must have hurt, but at the same time, he's like,
it was undeniable that one of them was a star and one
Yeah.
of them was not.
yeah.
And they're best friends too. And I think he said I was easygoing. I was like, all right, whatever. Like he's
Also-
like, I didn't want to fight about it.
Andrew broke his shell. He got him out of his shell. He made him the star he was.
I think without Andrew, George never would have done music.
Nothing.
But then obviously once they did it together, it was like he didn't need, it was like he didn't need him anymore. It was like, all right, thank you. Like, but goodbye.
Thanks for walking me home, but I'm good.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they do their debut album. I think they re-recorded it because like they got bigger.
I also like that they were picking out clothes at this point. I think too, like for
that was Andrew's job.
Right, but Andrew was when he was searching. I'm like, wow. For a second, I was like, is he gay too? Just for that second. But then I was like,
it's all athletic
no,
wear.
Right, but he picked red, and then George Michael picks canary yellow.
He had some baby blue as well, but mainly
but
yellow.
The yellow was
and that was like their ketchup and mustard branding for a while.
They should have been called Heinz. Yeah, that
got a deal.
That would have got him in America quicker.
George, because he is so sensitive, hated that he was a sex symbol and not seen as a great songwriter. This guy wanted his due, like, instantly.
He's like, dude, I look at these songs I'm writing.
He's like, I'm
Wham,
serious.
bam, what?
Thank you, man.
This is brilliant. No,
I am the man.
Wham.
I loved when George, he took a badminton shuttlecock, rubbed it up the sweaty arm, was hitting it out into the crowd. What a showman.
So
It's like, what a lame.
But the shortest shorts you've ever seen. Tight. It's almost a Speedo. It's a Speedo with a slightly extra material.
You definitely see his cheeks probably in the back.
Goodness gracious. And they were wearing like tennis outfits. Was that hot back then?
Who's like, see this badminton shuttlecock? George Michael rubbed his sweat on it and handed it to me. People be like, what the fuck?
Puts it on his nuts.
It's a little Don Barris, old school ball sweat from the comedy napkin.
Here's some ball sweat.
I don't know if he's allowed to do that anymore.
Probably not.
Those were different times.
More fun times.
They had zero money despite having like hit records and all the fame.
Why does everybody in the music industry get fucked over? I mean, I guess everybody in show business eventually or one point or another gets fucked over by somebody.
It's a nice business. Especially
got
now,
a lot of good
with
people
the strike,
in it.
A lot of good stuff happening with these execs are being good. They're doing the right thing.
I'm scabbing it up out here. We're not supposed to do podcasts.
They both still live with their parents. I guess they signed that deal initially in a diner. No lawyer, no 19. Manager, no representative.
That's when he goes. We need a manager. I'm like, lawyer first. Lawyer. Like, manager's fine, but a lawyer.
It's crazy they waited. They'd hit records. They finally get a manager now.
But at this point, they're 19, 20?
Yeah.
So their frontal lobe isn't even developed, and they're signing contracts?
Yeah.
Like, why not get
and
your
they're
parents
just happy.
involved?
They just wanted to be in the industry.
Sure, but
so
I
like,
wish...
yeah, I'll sign anything. Like, when you're that young, you're like, yeah, fuck it. And then you're like, oh, shit.
I know. I would have done the same thing. We all would, but it sucks. So I wish their parents got involved.
They get a well-known manager. They get a new deal. So I think they finally did get money coming in. George goes off to Alabama, which was odd, to record with a big producer, work with like Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, and they hated how it's like, this sucks.
I can't believe that guy's gigantic.
I know, but it's weird that he slowed it way down.
He got it, but he didn't get it like the way George was seeing it. Also, like, he's thinking, I see this way, but he's like, this guy must know something.
What's that song? It's the one with the saxophone.
Careless Whisper.
How does it go? Never gonna something. I don't know.
Don't make me sing it because this is a problem for me. But in the 80s, I was in love with a guy, and I put his name in every song.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys didn't do that?
I mean, I do put guys' names in there who I love, but not.
Careless Whisper. I'll do
Never gonna. George became the producer. This guy's fucking uber talented. He's like, oh, well, fuck it, I'm producing now.
Well, and I love that. He's like, I got to take control, but he also had a huge vision, and he saw it huge. Like, he fired 8 saxophone players?
10, they said.
Oh, something like that. Okay,
yeah, just to get.
Right. But he heard it. He heard it. That's when you know.
And he's so young to have that sort of
that kind of visual.
That's a prodigy level. So then I guess George was sleeping over Andrews. I'm assuming this is when they were younger, but who knows?
I have a question. If you liked a girl, you can answer too, Alex. Like or boy, whatever you want to do. Did you make a book about them?
No,
like
psychos. What are you, Andrew's mother? Scrapbook.
Well, I have 4 Johnny books if anybody's interested.
Yeah,
and then my brother Bobby, every time his defense, like when he talks about how handsome he is, he goes, everybody had a Bobby book.
So, do you still have these books?
Absolutely.
That's frightening.
No, it isn't.
Do you still look at them?
I mean, I should have been reading and writing in grade school, but I was doing this.
You should publish them.
My Johnny books?
Yeah, the tribute.
He's dead. God love him.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
So when George was sleeping over Andrew's house, he saw that Andrew wrote a note on his door to his father that said, "Wake me." He accidentally wrote up. So he wrote, "Wake me up before you," and then he did go.
Right.
Because he already fucked up. George saw that, and he's like,
he's not going to scratch it out. He's like, let me just make it work.
And he's like, oh, that's a song. This guy's looking everywhere.
Make it weirder.
This guy's like, I'm going to take your notes.
All of a sudden, he's a songwriter. Way to step up, Andrew.
Before you go.
Now that one is really catchy and popular.
Both of my kids love that song.
Now, how do they even know it? Is it in something?
No, just because we have the record.
Oh, that's right. You said you have the...
And so the record player is on a low table. They can turn it on, and that's the first song on that album.
Oh.
So they both love it.
I definitely never had that album. Maybe my brother Johnny did because he emulated them.
Courtney bought the album at some, I don't know, thrift store somewhere, secondhand. On the back of it, the person wrote notes like disco song. Like they did their own liner notes, like with like point an arrow down to the song.
That's so weird.
And there's only like 8 songs. Like you can't remember what song is what. Like maybe they were DJ. I don't know.
Maybe.
George didn't like. I guess people were shitting on their outfits and like how they were like a teeny bopper.
Well, yeah,
band.
They went as soon as they get a hit song. All of a sudden, they're wearing long pants, still tight but long, and then the big shirts. This was a big thing in the '80s. That's why I wore this. The big writing was so like the Wham, and then "Choose Life." Do you think that was political?
It seemed it. But Andrew's wearing that '80s hat with like the flaps in the back.
Oh, so funny.
So everyone was.
So
they said
weird.
like known English musicians were shitting on him. And George Michael really took exception that people weren't like crediting him for the singing, writing, and the producing.
What dicks people are, though.
And he's like, I was 20 years old. He's like, I'm doing all of this, and no one's like giving me
Nobody's
credit.
like, oh, wow, this is an amazing kid here that's doing something insane.
Elton John did, but I don't know at what point that was.
But Elton John's the man, that's why.
And definitely he's not afraid of flamboyant dressing.
He's not.
He's like,
guys, you can wear whatever you want, but the glasses is all me. I'm the glasses.
And the wigs.
Oh, yeah, he's a big wig. Yeah. I love Elton. Elton can do no wrong for me.
So they go do their second album in France. George is producing. They said Andrew's basically just coming in to record. He's like, George producing, he's writing. So it's like.
And they're 20. I mean, of course, 20 years old back then was like 35 today because we grew up faster, definitely, in the 80s.
Yes. Now,
everybody's being held back.
They showed them in France with like 30 dudes. And that's again, I was like, this Andrew guy's a little, I don't know. They were at a table with like legit 30. There wasn't one woman.
Also, they have a hit. And now the blowouts are even higher.
You could tell when a little bit of money came in.
Oh yeah, he's like, I got to get this hair slightly higher.
I didn't get at this point in the documentary. They go back to their childhood at this point right here. I was like,
I think so.
I felt weird. I was like, why are we going backwards?
Well, I think it was. I don't know, but I thought it showed more perspective of Andrew.
But it just felt clunky the way they did it.
Maybe.
But I think they were trying to be like Andrew's taking a back seat, but here's like how they started. But it felt.
But Andrew's taking a back seat, but here's kind of like not why. I don't want to say why, but like it were saying he wasn't interested in school.
Yeah.
He was just the guy who wanted to fuck around.
He just wanted to do music. That's like from the day
Also,
one.
the tabloids were going crazy on Andrew because people were saying they slept. Like
Andrew was horny.
He was whoring it up
for ladies.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gay. I swear, he was sticking it in anything.
They had a picture of him and a topless woman in like a newspaper. I was
in
like,
a news, tits out. Like
that's great.
England, what are you doing over there?
That's good stuff.
You guys are wild.
George's parents, they did not like Andrew.
No.
Because he was like a class clown type, disruptive.
Sure.
George's dad even went so far as he banned George from using the stereo.
That is the funniest thing I've
ever buying
heard.
records.
But banning, you are not allowed to play this.
Not in this house. Yorgos.
He throws feta cheese at him. Like,
he broke a plate. Said Opa.
Opa.
He was breaking records.
Opa.
Andrew pushed George to start a band. 'Cause I think George was painfully shy, as we saw.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, man, come on, you got to do this.
Look, we got this. We could do this. I need a friend like that.
They show a video in '84 for Careless Whisper. This is George. George does a solo single in the midst of their group.
He really did. He really
did a solo single.
And Andrew's just in the back.
How terrible was that video?
Like, this song is good.
The video is just George Michael on a stage, like an empty stage, with ropes and chains hanging down. I don't know. Was that like supposed to be for curtains?
I don't.
But they were like in the middle of the stage, and he just kept like touching them. Like,
I remember the what is that video with them running on the beach? What song was that? Because I was
Rocky
thinking,
Rocky 3.
It was close, and they had the big writing on the shirts. I know that because there was a comic that made a mockumentary of the video. It was very funny.
That one over there.
Oh boy! Look at all these videos. Jesus Christ!
Oh, get me that cowboy in this video right here. Goddamn star. Was that him? I think I just saw him.
No. Oh boy.
George had like a rat tail at this point. There's that white Speedo with the shit stains.
Oh, that is it. Okay, maybe it is that one.
Look at that rat tail in the back. He's showering.
Oh wow.
Is that them? That's the two ladies in the group.
Jesus.
This is that. Oh, hey, ladies.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, they're faking playing the trumpets. They had a wacky sense of humor.
Oh, that was great. This is all from the doc, so obviously they just played parts of the video.
They're playing the trumpets under the water.
But again, I don't remember this video at all.
I don't remember this song. Oh, there he is. Yes.
Oh, she ain't got no top on.
He swam under and didn't look up. That was a sign right there.
Andrew would have.
Andrew would have been swimming on his back and water up his nose.
Oh, the car doesn't start. Damn.
George Michael wearing a denim jacket, no shirt, a cowboy hat.
Oh. Yeah, when you have the bangs out, it's uncomfortable for me. I don't like that. I don't like when they leave the hair out in the front.
Shot of George Michael shaving.
Yeah, maybe I don't remember what it was. It was just a video. It's the only thing I remember is them like running on a beach with the shirts that said the Choose Life and all that.
I miss the days of videos.
They still do them sometimes.
People make them, but they're just all for YouTube, basically.
Yeah, because I mean that was what VH1 and MTV were for, and Choose Life. What was some of the other ones that said? It wasn't just Choose Life, wasn't there?
They had another one that said, what was it?
That's why I was trying to figure out.
I think they had a Wham
is
shirt
it
with the big writing.
political? Yeah. This is actually from '88. This shirt. You
can smell the '80s on it.
You can.
Look at that. That's them on the right. Look at them younger.
So what is that? Choose what? His is choose something. Choose Wham. Okay, I think that's what Andrew says.
Look at George's attire. So Andrew was the musician of the two. He played guitar, but George obviously was musical with his production.
Did they have a song called Choose Life?
I don't think so. Choose Death.
Well, because the girls all have go-go, and then it says Wham. Like, so it's all things from their the colors in that.
They're dancing. It's horrible.
Like he had the hat on with all the different colors, like a beach ball.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for that thing at the spinning at the top. Ugh. Weirdos.
They go on a tour of America in '84.
Right.
Making appearances at Sam Goody. Remember Sam Goody?
Of course. When I saw that, I got excited. I was like, Sam Goody got it. Sam Goody.
This is where I don't know if they were hinting that this woman was trying to find out if George was gay, but she said a lot of musicians are in it for the groupies, the girls. You don't seem interested in that at all.
This is what I mean. I hate fucking interview. I hate talk show hosts, whatever. You're the worst. They always just try to antagonize and like gaslight, whatever. They're just trying to fuck with you. And you know what I mean? Like the way
he was just
said
focused
that,
on his career. It's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not interested in that.
But they do it all the time. Every talk show host, and the ones in England were real pricks. But even here, it's just like ridiculous.
Well,
they
one
have
shit
to
on the song to their face
immediately. Yeah, I was like
this
punch that guy.
Tropicana. It's no, like he's like it's rubbish.
And he rolled his eyes like fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's like fuck you. It's not for you.
I'm that
20
shit.
years old making song for kids.
Yeah.
So this is where George debuts the stubble beard. or where it comes out in the doc. So you had the blondish hair, the black stubble beard. Almost looked like when Hulk Hogan turned into a bad guy in the WCW and he started shoe polishing in.
Yes.
His beard is like
so bad.
jet black.
So bad.
I was like, what the fuck?
He's like, I'm going to use mascara and it'll make it stay longer.
That's going to make
And
me look like a
jet
bad guy.
black. Oh,
Such
man.
a crazy look.
Oh, it's so
'Cause
crazy.
his hair was like the blonde of the girl in the Muppets.
Yeah.
Janice. It was that blonde,
and it
stringy.
was so thin. Yeah.
But then he had the jet black contrast. Interesting look. So then this is where Andrew starts getting the press, is super horny, and he's partying.
Hey, man. Got to get out there.
He's
Got to
like,
hit record.
He's like, I'm interested in the lady. You want to call me out? Not interested in the lady?
Look what I'm doing right now.
Look at my mom's scrapbook. It's all me fucking.
It's just dick pics.
So they do like a world tour here, but it seemed more of like a Europe, Australia. I think more that side of the world than over here. And then Georgie gets the big Christmas song. What's that song? Last Christmas.
Oh my God! How could you say what's that song?
Jewish.
Don't play with me with your Jewish shit. You know this is a good song.
Last
Christmas, I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away.
Johnny.
This year to save me from tears. Oh, I love that song.
Eleanor Kerrigan, ladies and gentlemen. See her in Covina singing that song.
Oh, yes.
They do a video in the Alps for this.
Give it to someone special.
All their
Johnny.
friends.
Sorry.
Did you like the dinner scene in this video where they're getting hammered?
Oh, yeah. It was great.
They're getting real crazy.
But I love that he's like, got out a ham from there. You know, like, because you see Andrew's got a fake nose on.
But they're
hat,
young.
like,
They're just young
they're
idiots,
kids.
but they're wasted.
And all their friends are over. And they're just like, look, we're doing this video. We're just going to have a fun Christmas. I love that Christmas was so big to him.
George, he said loved Christmas. Always loved Christmas.
Because unfortunately, he died on Christmas.
Did he?
Yeah, December 25th.
Can you give me an It's Christmas from the Andrew Dice Clay reality show you did?
It's Christmas!
That's what Eleanor yelled at Dice if you're not a fan of the show.
Shut up. But if I heard that George Michael died on Christmas, I would go, it's Christmas for you.
That's not a good present. George was pissed that he did like a We Are the World type song for Ethiopia.
We are the world.
That beat out Last Christmas. And Last Christmas was 2, and he was really upset about it.
It's still like, first of all, We Are the World. All of it is just amazing. I mean, it was just probably tying. Also, it was like, that was for a good cause, so it's kind of better that was one.
But they gave all the money from this song to Ethiopia to try to get
I mean, Ethiopia should be full.
Loaded.
Unbelievably
Who got
loaded.
that money? Somebody
Where'd that
did.
money go?
So then they were the first ever like pop group or really music group to go to China, as Donnie,
communist China,
as Donnie Trump would say.
China. How does he say it?
China.
China.
The videos and pictures were great. From
Unbelievable.
them in China.
That when they were making that guy, a couple people listened to the album or whatever, and the guy was like, no teeth. I was like, whoa.
They're playing "Wake Me Up" on like a fucking.
They got the
old
European
school,
dentistry.
Old school fucking recorder.
He's like
in the middle of like a poor Chinese village. I don't know if they've ever heard music, to be honest. Outside of like music they knew, like passed down.
Completely oppressed.
They probably look at this like recorder, like, "Whoa, what is this box?"
Wow.
And the guy with no teeth just smiles big, like he's like, "Oh yeah, I love it."
His teeth were everywhere. This poor guy.
And at this point, by the way, speaking of teeth, you can tell George got a whole new set.
Oh yeah, he got full caps. He glammed up right there.
Movie star teeth at this point.
Every time he smiled, you could just see like a big
and
star.
Andrew never Andrew just stayed. Andrew's like, I was fine with who I was. Like
Andrew's like, I'm good, but that's the insecurity again.
Yes.
Poor thing.
Yeah, they said Andrew was like super self-assured, even as a youngster. That's why him and George like kind of got together. Somebody even said because they don't tell you who's talking, that George like copied Andrew. So young Wham was Andrew and Andrew.
Absolutely.
Until George became like his own thing.
And if you, when they were showing those pictures, it did look like that. Like he was just trying to copy whatever Andrew did because Andrew was the cool kid.
Yes. And then George became the ultra cool kid.
George was the.
They say George started feeling trapped with like this character he was doing.
Yeah.
And also because he had such a big secret. And but his ego was like, you need to be the biggest selling artist in the world. but that was just like furthering
Push
his.
that down.
But it was like furthering his
do
problem.
this.
It
Yeah,
was like,
100%.
he's like,
Because now you're more public eye.
He's like, I couldn't stop
everywhere.
myself. My ego couldn't be stopped from even
Yeah.
creating this own problem. It was like a cycle that he couldn't get out of. But he didn't like being famous, but he wanted to keep.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, I wanted to be Michael Jackson. I wanted
Nobody
to be Prince.
loves it. Nobody likes it. They just love it.
You get addicted too. He said
Yeah,
it was addicting.
Yeah.
So this is where they do the Live Aid show. What a great show that was.
In Philadelphia, by the way.
Live Aid?
My brother and my sister were
I
there.
thought it was at Wembley Stadium. Wasn't it like all over the world?
I'm sorry. Well, okay, then they did it everywhere.
I think
but
it
in
was.
Philadelphia, it was
Yeah.
a big deal, and isn't that the one that? Oh no, they showed Wembley. You're right.
Yeah.
And then,
But I think that was the thing, as it was in various venues.
but it was a big deal that it was in Philadelphia. My brother Tommy and my sister Kathleen went.
Look at that.
Yeah, Johnny Facts, check it out.
He's gonna be hitting
He's gonna be
people
texting
up.
Tommy. Tommy's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I went to Live 8 and Live 8. What the fuck?
This was the first time like the modern George Michael look was there. Like
Yeah.
the leather jacket,
Yeah.
he had the stubble, like his hair looked like it looked later. Andrew is fucking a backup singer.
At this point,
He's a legit backup singer in the back. And he cut his hair short, and he looked, I thought, it like ruined
I didn't like it.
It ruined any aura he had.
It just made him look. I don't know why. Maybe I was just so used to him with the hair.
Yeah, it didn't
Even
look
though
good.
at one point his was a little longer, but then even when it was cut, like the top just still, but the short, it made his head look different.
It was
Like, I
he
can't
looked like a
explain
different
it.
guy.
You're
His
like, hey, I
forehead
don't want to
looked
see his
weird.
head.
You're like, his head is his
Maybe
weakness.
that's why.
So this is George and Elton John.
Yeah.
With Andrew on both backup. I love seeing Freddie Mercury. This is an iconic
Unbelievable.
Freddie Mercury performance.
On that fucking stage.
The Riz.
Yeah.
That he invented the Riz. Because if you look at Freddie Mercury, the teeth,
I'm obsessed with
he had
Freddie
no
Mercury.
business being the star that he was.
To me, like Queen is one of the only groups that, you know how sometimes a group, all their songs sound the same. You could hear, you're like, oh, that has to be whatever. Every song is different. Every fucking song is different.
Yeah, from like We Will Rock You.
Yeah, it's the weirdest. You're like, how?
They were doing opera too.
Yeah.
They made opera cool.
Yeah, amazing.
If you like, I watched that performance because to me it's like the definition
Absolutely.
of charisma on
Absolutely.
stage. Like it's a huge,
gigantic
stadium, and he owns the shit out.
And
of it.
he's singing. He was singing. I'm thinking of George Michael singing with that Elton John. Like, fuck, beautifully. I can't think of the song. Oh yeah, don't let the sun.
Yeah.
There was.
By the way, it sounds like, and I think this was because I'm an idiot, but it sounds like I just couldn't get up. Don't let your son go down on me.
100%. But also, there was a comic that used to work at the store named Charlie Kozar. He was very funny, but he used to do a lot of song parodies. And he would say, don't let your son go down on
All right,
me.
so I stole it from Charlie. I'm sorry.
No, but it was like, it all is as I'm listening. I can't listen to that or the Cheers theme song because of him. I can't redo that one.
Man, Freddie Mercury just doing that.
But Freddie was
just making them sing. And then
so
he's
good.
playing the piano. He
Oh,
did
yeah,
play
yeah.
the piano.
He
cool.
was the ultimate jump. I mean,
Oh, he was
just
a showman.
unbelievable. One of the greatest frontmen, arguably one of the greatest frontmen.
People claim Adam Lambert's good with the this Queen tour. I've never seen.
He's
what he did.
brilliant. He's good.
Is he as
Yeah,
active
he's
as
good.
Freddie?
Absolutely. But
Really?
he's so flamboyant. He's amazing. Like I'm not talking about his like because he's gay. I'm just saying like his outfits.
Yeah.
And he has the fucking riz to back it up.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's
sick.
amazing. I bet you he would be not Freddie, but right there, like close.
So this is at this point they do. I guess the Live Aid was a big. Like, I think 1 billion people saw it.
Unbelievable.
So they do a big U.S. stadium tour. They had never done a stadium at all. So like this is a big risk. Like they sell out. This is what it took for George's asshole dad to be like, "I'm proud of you."
Right.
To see this. I was like, Jesus.
Finally, he turned a corner, this piece of shit.
I was like, yeah.
Now he's like, wait, how much are you making?
I was like, man, that's a tough.
What are we doing?
Tough to get the approval of this guy. So I guess they said the turning point of Wham was George is like, I'm a massive star, and I'm gay, but I'm not out. He became depressed because he's like, he felt he boxed himself in.
Well, sure, he can't be himself.
Yeah.
And also, like, back then, this is what I hate, that if he did come out, would it affect how good they were or how good he was?
It's hard to.
Sorry,
you know,
I'll include you too, Andrew.
It's
how
hard.
good they were.
It's hard to say in hindsight, but I don't know. Who knows? You know.
But like, what I hate that. It's like even actors.
Was Elton John out of the closet or no? Was it just?
It was just a known.
Assumed.
I think it was just. I think
he married
that's
a woman though.
I
I read his book.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Did they have a kid?
No, I don't think so.
Does he have kids? Like,
I think they
adopted. Right. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. But I thought he got with a woman just to have a kid, and it was like
I
a
think
weird
he
kind
says
of a
he was
masking.
like in love with her. Like,
oh, okay.
I think I don't know. In
But
the book.
but sometimes they do it like as just a Band-Aid, if you will.
What? I don't believe that. No one in Hollywood's ever done anything like that.
But yeah, it just my thing is I thought like he did that just to like whatever paint a picture so they would leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're not happy anytime anybody, not just this group, but you get big, they're like, how do we tear them down? Because it's not fair that they're up here. We got to bring them back down here.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, let me expose that he likes guys. Who cares? Like, to me, but it would.
What's also
actors
crazy is
do it. Everybody does.
It didn't fly in the face of his image really either.
But the general public wouldn't accept it because they're
Yeah.
like, no, I love him and I'm a girl and he must love me.
Yeah.
They don't love you. Fuck you.
No, but I think it's just weird.
I get angry.
It's an unhealthy relationship. With
I have a question.
celebrities.
Did you ever, because when they came out, people were lined up. Like they said, people were sleeping at the airport.
The girl passed out. They were carrying.
It carried her out. Like, have you ever gotten that excited over
No.
anyone?
No. I saw Mr. T at a local mall when I was a
Did
kid.
you faint?
He made
Be
it was just him
hilarious.
walking. It was an appearance. It was just lined up and down the mall. He walked by, and then you're like, all right. No, I didn't faint.
Really?
I was like, it's a lot of gold.
I can't think of anybody. Like, like I think about like Eric Dickerson, whatever. Like, I would be like, oh, it's awesome. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, you're like,
but
it's
I wouldn't be
cool.
like.
As a kid, I was right.
Or Meryl Streep. I wouldn't be like.
Larry
eh.
Bird denied me an autograph.
Lawrence would freak me out. Larry Bird.
Anyone big in comedy, like,
Yeah.
you see, like at the store, if I wasn't there the night, but like if an Eddie Murphy, you'd
Sure.
be like, oh, that's cool, but I wouldn't like faint. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm starstruck.
I mean, I probably around Larry Bird, like now that you brought him, I probably would be like, oh, can we take a picture to send to Johnny Facts? Because he doesn't know his facts that well, so he doesn't know that Lawrence is the best. Better than Magic.
But like, I mean, there are people I'd be like, it's cool, but I've found at the Comedy Store, like big name comedians, they just want you to interact with them like a normal person.
Sure,
They don't want you to be
care.
like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But there are comics. You're like, but you're a comic. Like you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're above you or not, you're still in the same game.
Sure, and I've seen people like get excited, but then come down, but not like faint. Like just be like, oh, it's really cool to meet, but not like.
There's some people like, oh, I gotta get a picture with you, but a lot of that's for the clout.
But I've seen that in concerts, like if I like working with Andrew, like shit. Even I recorded this thing, The Gamer in the Mouth, the other night, and for these gamers that are so big, people were like, like
freaking out.
Freaking out. One kid was like, wanted a selfie so bad with this Jacksepticeye. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry, Jack. Septiceye. And so Jack, they were like, I'll give you $5 for a picture. And he's like, I'm good. Like, just like, we were in the middle of taping.
Yeah.
And they were just yelling out. Like, they were that excited. And they were like ready to pass out from this.
Just people playing a game. So crazy.
Unbelievable. But I mean, props to them. Do you? But like, get that money. Shit.
Get that $5 picture.
Yeah. I told you, get your kids playing.
Get them out of school.
Stop going to school. I mean, look at Andrew. He didn't go to the school.
Andrew, so George is like feels boxed in by what is created. Andrew's tired of being called a lackey and that he's been riding George's coattails. People are like openly shitting on him.
Unbelievable. It's like, oh, you're still here? Like he's talking to
Well, just because it became so apparent early that George was a megastar. So it was kind of like, when is this inevitable breakup
You guys are
happening?
going to break up, right? Like,
Yeah.
literally, that's how the talk show host.
When they kept saying to him over and over again, like, are you jealous? Like, of his
Right.
single stuff? And he's like, no, if he's
He's
happy,
like, no, I'm
I'm
happy for him. Yeah.
He's like, he's my friend.
You guys are going to break up. And he's like, eventually. At one point, they both said,
They said, like-
eventually it will happen.
Yeah, like, they're like, isn't it inevitable? They kept, like, hammering him over and over again.
Unbelievable. This is why I don't like you people. Not you people, but you people.
Who you calling you people?
The talk show host.
They did a big farewell show at Wembley Stadium. It was like, this is it.
I love the farewell tour because most musicians have been doing them for
Elton
12,
John's been
13
doing
years.
his over and over. He claims this is it this year. But
This is it, guys.
guys, I promise.
Aerosmith. All right, we get it.
I promise.
Cher, calm down.
At Wembley, Cher's dating like a 25-year-old. I think.
Sure, she's probably going back on tour. She don't care. That's the fountain of youth.
Back time.
Sucking a young boy's cock.
Suck it, young man's dick.
Get it, girl.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. They had a
She
big.
removed ribs so she can go down on them faster.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was Marilyn Manson.
Oh,
It's an
sorry.
urban legend, though. They had a big curtain.
What?
There's an urban legend that Marilyn Manson removed his ribs to suck his own dick. But it's an urban
Oh,
legend.
no, but she removed them to look thinner.
And suck dick.
I'm just kidding about the dick sucking, but I like it.
So they had a big curtain at their show that said the final, but the way the wind blew it,
It was
it looked like it
now.
said the anal.
yeah.
I was like,
I
I was like, that's a
whoa.
bold choice. Then it like, oh, it came out. I was like, oh, it says the final.
But even when it came out, it slowly came out. I was like, oh, shit.
That could have been some of their comedy chops.
Yeah.
They kept mentioning how funny they were, and I was like, these guys are not funny. They're talented. They're not funny guys.
You don't think all these videos are hilarious? If
I mean, when Andrew crossed his eyes, I did laugh for
Want to shake my hand? Hilarious.
They were like slide whistle bit guys.
They were funny if it was the 40s.
Sit on this whoopee cushion. Oh.
Oh, my God, it's hilarious.
I wrote here, by the end, Andrew doesn't look like a music star at all. Like,
No, he defeated. He looks defeated.
Looks like a real estate agent or something. You just like, his heart wasn't in it.
He's not wearing colors angeanymore.
His hair is short. He's like,
wearing
I'm
beige.
done. He's like, it's over.
He's an earth tone.
Where George
colors.
is like so like manicured,
George is sitting next to him.
so done up. I was like, it's so clear where their paths are going. You can see it. He was just like, I'm done. I'm checked out. I think he made money. I don't know if he made enough to like not work, but he was like, I'm done. It's over.
This is a banana clip, people.
It doesn't look like
Exciting.
a banana at all.
Yes, it does.
I guess that now that you have it like
The
that.
shape, yeah. It's supposed to go over your head, but it's not holding my hair up. My hair's too fat and it's falling out.
So that was it. I think they need a part 2 about George's solo career.
Or George's dad.
Yeah.
What he did with the money, he wouldn't let his...
Because then they just leave it there where you're like, and it said kind of like George went on to be a megastar.
Yeah, when I looked it up and found out he died on Christmas, I was very sad.
Died of
natural causes.
Fatty liver.
And
heart.
heart failure.
Myocarditis.
Oh.
It's the COVID shop, bro. But it was way before that.
Was that a shout out to Sam Tripoli?
Shout out. Big fan.
Huh? It's the COVID shot, huh? You want to get shot up? I love Sam Tripoli.
It was foreshadowing.
He's my favorite.
And as I said, he got caught jerking it at the Will Rogers National Park.
That was it. It was. I just remember it being like, you know, headline news, like George Michael did this. But then I was thinking, didn't Boy George also have a scandal-ish thing, kind
I
of?
don't know.
Boy George was my dad's favorite. Johnny Facts, check this one out. My dad's favorite band.
I liked
I
Boy
don't know
George as
why.
a kid, and my brother still uses it against me.
I
like Karma Chameleon as a young
Me too.
kid.
I would use it against you forever. But I was George Michael for Halloween one time. I mean,
Really?
not George Michael. But Boy George.
Who looked more feminine?
He did for sure, for sure.
Your dad seems like a bit. Your dad's a
But
military guy. It
I
seems
know,
like an
and
odd
he
choice.
He had a picture of him in the typewriter store, and I was like, why is he like?
Do you
Boy
think
George?
your dad was trying to get in touch with his feminine side?
I don't know if it was like a goof or I guess I'll have to ask him. Should we call him? No, I'm just kidding.
He's like,
What the hell are you talking about, girl? Who's Boy George? Like, hope I forget. He's 87 now.
Johnny, Tell us what happened.
Should we call Johnny Facts?
Give-
You want to
give
see?
Johnny
Let's
a
see if we can
call.
give Johnny Facts, because I'll see if I got anything right.
This is where we check Eleanor's facts.
Oh no, there's so many messages I missed. Oops.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
You're
But that's
fucking it
not.
up.
You know what it is? When I get on a plane, I put it on airplane mode, and then I forget.
I just shut it off on the plane.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see if he answers.
Never gonna hurt her. Well, I am the man.
I would say, Johnny Guns has got.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what are you doing? Don't curse. You're on the air, Johnny Facts.
Uh-oh, I am.
This is your big
Your
debut.
big moment. Guess what? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what we covered this week, and you'll tell me why I called you. You ready?
Okay. Go ahead.
We did the Netflix Wham documentary.
I already seen it. Loved it.
Is it true that you and Rosario pretended to be them to get girls?
No, that's not true. Larry Beretta said that I looked like him one time, and I took that as, like, high compliment.
Larry Beretta, football star. Where did he play football professionally?
He went like home. He held many records. Probably would have went pro, wasn't tall enough.
Yeah, but where didn't he go? Didn't he? I'm gonna say Italy, but Jeff told me I'm wrong.
That I don't know. Sorry, I'm coughing.
No, that's okay. On the air, nonetheless.
You gotta hit the
Yeah.
call
Is it
button.
true?
Right.
Is it true that you and your friend Carmine pretended to be John Elway and Bernie Kosar to get girls?
No, I was never that horse tooth jackass. But he got my buddy Bernie Kosar, though.
Must have had a nice fro.
Carmine has a good fro. Yeah.
He does have a good Italian fro, nice tight curls.
Ask about Boy George.
Also, do you remember Daddy being a Boy George fan?
Yes, absolutely.
See,
Absolutely.
thank God I got one right.
I walked in and I said, "What is that?" He goes, "That kid can sing, boy." I said, "You have no idea, do you?" He went, "He can sing, boy." I'm like, okay. He wanted in the crane machine across the street.
Oh, that's right. My dad has an amazing gift for
Yeah.
that crane machine.
Yeah.
And making
And making babies. Yeah. He's got a load of weapons everywhere.
Has he ever done both at the same time?
Jeff said, has he ever done both at the same time?
That's a possibility. There may have been a crane involved. I don't know.
What would he win in the crane machine?
I'll bring him in one week. I have tons of stuff that he would send to me. I'm like, you wasted postage. The postage was more than what you sent me.
If you have windjammers, I'm going to jump off the bridge.
I do not have windjammers, but those were the best.
Yeah.
That's what he would get us. We called them windjammers.
What is that?
No, there were jeans called windjammers. That's what they were.
That's hysterical.
You win him in a crane
That's
machine?
not Sassoon. Windjammers.
No, he bought them at probably like a Costco-y kind of thing.
Okay.
Was
There
that?
was no such thing as Costco back then.
No, but what was the one he would go to? Jetro or some shit.
Yeah. I go to Jetro now for work, actually. It's funny.
But I don't think they have clothes, right?
No.
No, okay. He would buy them at wherever you could buy the cheapest.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what was it? There was another one called Tough Skins, and
No,
these you could jump off a building and they wouldn't rip.
Yeah, but Tough Skins were from Sears. They were actually good stuff.
This
We
is
had
Johnny
those.
Facts.
You are Johnny Facts, he said.
Well, listen, I love your guys' chemistry. It's fantastic. I love you guys.
Aw,
Look at that. Live
thank
review.
you. Thank you for listening and reviewing.
Tell them not to come to Philly. I know a couple guys looking for them.
Oh, shit. Why? Oh, yeah. What did he say?
I don't know. Well, that thing knocks Philly all the time.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't Live Aid in Philly?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Tommy and Kathleen went.
Yeah.
And because it was one city all around in each country, or not every country?
One city in the United States and one city in Europe. And
Oh,
so it was
right. Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Phil Collins he opened London show and then closed Philly show.
That's
because
right. That
Oh,
was the big
shit.
deal. Yeah.
Johnny
Facts. Anybody have any questions for Johnny Fax, ladies and gentlemen?
Anyone
He
in the
doesn't
studio
use
audience?
He doesn't use Google, by the way. These are
He
just
is
in
Google.
his head.
He is Google.
Married. I don't need Google.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Wait, I feel like there was one more question, and I can't remember what it was because my brain is dead. But this was good. We'll call you again, Johnny Fax.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
There he is, Johnny.
There he is, Johnny Fax, making his
Debut on
debut.
the show. I find out I'm a marked man in
You
Philly.
are a marked man.
What's the bounty? It's got to be low. I'm not a big name.
And especially now that I told everybody that I sing about Johnny.
I'll choke them like Larry
Not
Bird
him.
choked Dr. J.
Oh, that's what we should have asked.
I'm not scared.
Larry
Yes, I am.
We'll save it for another one. But Larry Bird,
So if I ever do go to Philly, I better get armed guards.
you know, he's the reason I'm a Larry Bird fan.
He didn't.
he's
He
the
likes
problem.
the Lakers.
No,
Oh, that's another.
it
one.
was Michigan. It was in college.
Oh, Dr. J.
No,
Or not,
he liked Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
So we were, we had to watch everything. So I was like, I'm going to pick the white guy just to piss him off. And Magic was amazing. Don't tell him, but Magic was amazing. And not Magic, you can tell him, but don't tell my brother Johnny. And so, but just watching them, then when they got drafted, he became a Lakers fan and I became a Celtics fan. But it was all because of them in college.
I can't watch that Winning Time on HBO.
It's hard,
I
but
hate the Lakers. I heard it's a good show.
It's so good. I hate to root. I hate to like them, but also like I love Jeannie Buss, so this is why I watch. But because she was a big fan of the wrestling when I used to wrestle, and we were wrestling at the Staples Center, and the Lakers were still playing there, and the Sparks, like it was a big deal, and they had just moved, not the Staples. Eleanor, see, this is because I'm tired.
Forum?
We were at the Forum. They were moving to the Staples, so it was just like
Now
in that
Crypto.com arena.
Yeah, it was just in the beginning of that, and so we were doing our wrestling, and Jeannie would come and watch, and it was so much fun. And she became a big fan of Easy Rider, Harley's Angels. She liked us because we talked a lot of shit. And she just liked all the heels, which I like her more because she liked that. But now she's a part of Wow Women of Wrestling. She's like a partner with David. It's still on. And
Jeannie Moore.
and she's also, oh no, I don't think they're married.
Are they not?
I don't think they're married. No.
Jay Moore's a billionaire. Dating.
Dating, definitely. But she's a bad bitch, and she's got a championship under her belt as a female owner. That's
dated
phenomenal.
Phil Jackson.
Yeah, for a long time.
Who's like 3 times her age.
Yeah. So it's
And
none
he
of
looks
your
like he has a
business.
coat hanger in his jacket at all times. The
He
boniest,
really does.
boniest shoulders.
Wow.
You see him from behind.
He
You're like,
really
he's got a huge
does.
hanger in there. Why does he keep it in? Like rickety.
He's just
fucking.
walking like this.
She could get. She cuddled him. Got cut a few times.
Oh,
Get
man.
close to that shoulder
Yeah,
blade. Those are
he's-
legit blades. Hey Philly, I'm coming for you.
Philly.
I'll use a fake name if I go there. a stage
Really?
name,
And maybe
yeah.
we should record there live to see who wants to come and talk to you about some stuff.
They're like, sir, come on. Philly."
I did work in Connecticut on Friday, and I was hoping my boyfriend would show up, but he did not.
So that's
From our
sorry to hear it.
penalties and
Oh,
crimes and penalties episode.
real quick tidbit. You know, the show Winning Time allegedly is the reason why Will Ferrell and Adam McKay's longtime partnership ended.
That's right. But
Will
I got
Ferrell wanted to be Jerry Buss, and Adam McKay gave it to John C. Reilly. And that was, I think there probably was other issues, and that was just the last, all right, I'm out.
my 2 cents is this. I'm so sorry, Will Ferrell, but he's so good at it.
John C. Reilly's great.
But John C. Reilly is so good at this part. He was right. Adam was right. Adam made the right decision.
It ended
It's
a
like
long
Wham.
time. I don't know if it ended their friendship. It ended a long time business
Listen,
relationship.
George Michael had to say bye to Andrew. Same thing. Same thing,
But
buddy.
McKay had been doing very serious political stuff. You could see that they were going in different paths.
And that's fine. But I'm just saying, for some reason, the way he is in this part, and I don't know Jerry Buss at all. You know,
guys never hung out?
no, but me and Jeannie.
Jerry Buss reminded me of Ben Stiller's father, Mr. Costanza, a little bit.
A little bit.
Just like you didn't have a comb over a little
I
bit.
think. Well, obviously, 'cause that's what they do in the thing. You got to watch it. Give it a shot.
I can't do it.
I get it. I get it. I'm the same way, but I'm telling you, it's good. And the guy who plays Larry Bird is great.
Isn't it? He's
not great.
Is it not Bo Burnham?
The guy who's playing Larry Bird?
I heard it was, but is it not?
You might be right. I'm just seeing his face and his shit talking and
Look it
great.
up. I thought it was because Bo Burnham's like
Oh.
6'7".
You
He's
could
from that area.
be.
Let me see though if I'm right.
Is he?
People wanted Nick Kroll to do it because he always did that sketch where he was Larry
Yeah. Did they really want him to do it?
That's like a
I
joke.
love it. Yeah, just put Winning Time and see if he's in it. No.
It's not him. For some reason I heard it was gonna be him. Maybe they didn't go with it.
Yeah, if that
They should have done John
he
Reed.
might play. Oh yeah, that was great when he used to put the thing.
Sorry.
He would put the thing. John C. Reilly, my friend, you are amazing. And the kid who's playing Magic has his Riz.
Who the hell
Who
is
is it?
It's him.
Hi, Larry. Look at him. He's great. This kid.
Sean Patrick Small. All right. Well, I was wrong.
Yeah, he's great.
Look at that outfit he's
great.
wearing.
But the guy playing Magic, he's got charisma, boy. He's got the Riz. Look at that. That's
He
funny.
looks a lot like him.
Yeah, and he's good at shit talking. It's fun.
They say Larry was one of the best shit talkers of all time.
Yep. But it is. I can't wait to see what
A guy
they
with
do.
zero charisma. He has like negative charisma.
Yeah,
He's
Larry
funny.
Bird, yeah.
Very dry, funny,
Very dry,
but very
serious.
He was shy. He seemed like a painfully shy person.
And my friend plays Chick Hearns.
Who's your friend?
I can't think of it went out my head.
Good
My
friend of
brain
yours?
is dead. Good friend of mine. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You're gonna name drop.
He's a friend of Andrew's, so I met him through Andrew. So they worked together a million times, but he's gonna be mad at me that I messed it up.
Spencer Garrett.
Spencer Garrett. Jesus. You know why I was thinking? Spencer Gifts. And I was like, Eleanor, it's not Spencer Gifts. And
They
and
probably
so my
sold
brain,
Windjammers. Sounds like they would.
My brain went the other way. But he's a brilliant actor.
What was
Spencer.
Chick Hearn's big line? It was like, put the Jell-O in the fridge. This one's over.
But he's so good at it. He really, obviously he came up watching it, you know what I mean? But now playing it, he told me he's like having the time of his life playing
What
it.
if the show just goes on forever and it goes into like Kobe? It's like a 50-year show.
That'd be amazing.
It could go.
It could.
Who knows? Shaq?
And there's so many elements of it. Yeah, it's be
Well, then
killer.
the dad dies and the kids all
Yeah,
start fighting.
Jeannie
There's been a
come-
lot of drama now.
It's already showing how, the father was just passing over Jeannie.
Father loved poker.
Well, he was just saying like this.
Father
is a
was
boy.
boning with Magic, wasn't he?
That's none of my
allegedly?
business. None of my business.
He's like, I gotta get a test.
Allegedly.
I gotta head out and
He's-
get a quick test.
He's doing his coma. I got to get a test. But that part I don't know. But like in this, you see how Jeannie is like doing everything, and the father is basically like, "Oh, the boys will take over." Like, wait, what? I'm right
And some
here.
of them are real idiots. The boys.
Yeah.
One of them, I forget his name.
Now
but-
they own the ice house, so
They
be a
do.
little nicer, man.
Hey, let's check out some spots. Love to get there. Comedy Store mistreats me all the
Is
time.
it Joey? How dare you shit on the Comedy Store? You had a good set. Well, maybe in the OR.
Well,
You had a better one at
I've
home.
been perpetually mistreated for years. I could have sued early on. Sexual
Could be this
harassment.
pink shirt. Where did you get this shirt?
Beautiful.
From
This is-
Spencer Gibbs.
Bobby Lee gave me this. He said it was too big. He bought a size.
I get
Few
it.
sizes
I get
too
it.
big.
This isn't for the sleep king. He won't wear this.
No, he would not wear this.
Mm-mm.
This is Target. It's
It's
below him.
exciting.
Quick, I want to do a quick thing on the show. This will be we'll get out of
good.
here.
Whatever.
Recommendations outside of doc, but this documentary I thought it was okay. By the way,
Yeah, it was okay.
3
It
out of
wasn't-
5 wasn't mind blowing. It was all right. Nothing.
I mean, I enjoyed it because like takes you back. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I remember that song. you
It was
know.
all right. It wasn't
Careless Whisper. I cried a little.
Wasn't mine. I didn't rock my world.
Also, Last Christmas, one of my favorites.
Last
Christmas.
Baby Barb.
Also,
likes
like
that.
I mean, Feed the World was a big deal. Like that was a great Christmas song too.
A young Bono was like a real dork.
No, he
It
wasn't.
was like a top hat.
Do
with
they
a
even
mullet.
know it's Christmas time at all? Great line. Great line. It's sad. It's true, but Bono's a big charity guy, so I always stick up for him.
Bono's an icon. Quick. I just want to do quick recommendations outside of the documentary world.
Yes.
I just finished The Bear.
Oh,
Seasons
yes.
1 and 2. I recommend
Good.
it.
Great. Bear's good.
Richie, generational character.
We're saying that a character in Cousin, I believe he goes by,
or Richie.
is modeled after our friend Richie.
And then 90 Day Fiance, best show on TV.
I'm never agreeing with you.
I'll watch Winning Time. If you watch any 90 Day Fiance, it's so good. This guy named Gino lives in Ohio.
Is this No Necks Off? No Necks Off?
Look up, type in Gino and Jasmine. He says Jasmine. He's the most effeminate. If he's not gay, I don't know who is.
Yeah, but why is he paying for a bride?
So this guy is bald. He never takes his hat off. He sleeps with a hat on.
Does he have it looks oddly bald.
I don't know, but he sleeps with the hat on.
Am I crazy, or is that just well shaven with the hat?
They got in a fight once. She's insane. She lives in Panama, like insane temper. Like she's gonna kill him, I think.
Time out. He sleeps with the hat on?
On. He has a sleep hat. And
he has a sleep hat.
But he has a hat for sleep. But he is never without the hat. So they got in a fight once. She ripped his hat off. He calmly pulled another hat right out of his backpack and put it on.
No.
This guy is unbelievable.
This is a
You
mismatch.
can't write characters this good.
But this is a huge mismatch.
She's just like, Gino, I need to fuck. And he won't fuck her. He's like, we're always fighting and that affects it. And he won't fuck her at all. It's great.
No.
Her friend gives her butt plugs because she's like, I'm going to let him fuck me. It's great. It's great TV. You would like it. Trust me.
Look at her yelling down there.
Oh, she goes crazy. She starts screaming,
She
crying.
Latina? Where's she from?
She's like, Gino! Panama.
Okay.
Look at her right. Look at the lower right where she's holding him from behind. They're working out in a park, and she's like
above it. Yeah,
she's thrusting him from behind in a public park.
Okay,
in
she
Panama.
looks a little nutty right there.
Oh, look at
That's
that
great.
weave.
But look at him.
Oh, she's crazy. Best.
Oh, all right. I'll watch it if you watch Winning Time.
All right, I'll watch.
But who's the guy with no neck? He was doing content with
Big
Paulie.
Ed.
Yeah, Big Ed. Paulie's like,
Paulie was shitting on him.
that was the best with the bobblehead.
He's like, what's
dude,
with your hair, bro? You look like Steven Seagal, right? And Paulie kept hugging him, and he was freaking him out. He's like, stop touching me.
But you know how Paulie does he goes, see this? He's like, it's you, right? Why? Because there's no neck, right? And
I think the guy has like a disease or something.
Come on, man. Like, this is really bad. Like, Paulie I was
Big
dying.
Ed, though, by the way, is an asshole. He's a villain if you watch the show.
That's what people say.
That's
why nobody came after Paulie.
You know what his secret is?
He deserves it. Yeah.
You know what his secret is for his hair?
What?
Slathers it in mayo. Like he would just slather it.
Somebody said he looks like Crystalia if he was pound down. Like, I remember that.
He's Ram Man from He-Man. He's Crystalia.
Yeah. They were saying, I can't remember who said that.
Oh, fuck. By the way, there's a huge online community that loves 90 Day Fiance. There's like a 90 Day Fiance like Twitter, and it's huge.
Oh, there he is.
There's Big Ed.
That's Crystalia. There he is.
He's
right
married.
There he looks
he's
like
married
him.
now, and he's in like an abusive marriage with this lady.
That same woman she's Philippines, right?
No, he's with this lady named Liz from San Diego.
I can tell you who can give you a run for your money on this 90 Day Fiance.
Who's that?
Andrew.
He loves it?
Dice is a big 90 Day.
Oh, man. I'd love to talk to him
and his
about
girl watch it all
Oh, Gino?
the time.
He's not going to fuck Jasmine. He doesn't have the ball bag for it.
He does it on stage. I die.
Who here likes 90 Day Fiance?
It's so good.
I got to talk to him.
You'll love it. You won't stop talking because this is what him and his girlfriend want. He doesn't usually like reality shows.
Oh, this will hook you.
He loves
There's like 800. They just keep spinning this off. TLC's like, we got to keep going.
I mean, he likes those like, flip it or flop it. Something like that. Flip or flop.
Yeah.
He talks about all this on stage now. It's hysterical. Yeah. He goes, flip a flop. Or what?
Jasmine. Gino.
I'll have to watch it. I don't even know what channel this is on.
TLC, how dare you?
I don't know. TLC.
TLC, best casting in the world. Where they find these people, and they just keep coming up with them. There's no shortage.
This network is not whack.
No. Shout out to
What was that? That lady, the mom,
old documentary.
the awful mom. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in Covina.
Look at his long hair right there. One down. Go one down. Just please, 1 second. What the fuck is that? Jesus Christ.
He looks like a roadie for a band. That they're like, you just stay in the back of the stage.
Did Hulk Hogan dye his hair for him? Holy
Jet black.
shit. That looks terrible.
What a look.
God bless. All right.
This guy's on Cameo. Probably making tons of money.
A fortune. And we're just sitting here laughing at him.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
Salud.
Bye, Johnny.
Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe.